What up, folk? Or good morning, folk. You might see out the window here behind me, the sun is just starting to come up. Thought I'd get an early one in today. I'm gonna make some beef stew. I told you folks I'd show you actually me cooking something for real once. I guess today is the day. Gonna get that early morning beverage. It's Saturday. I ain't got shit to do. I'm gonna get fucked up. Excuse me. Alright. Let's get the meat going here. I went to the Aldi yesterday, and all the pre-cut steak meat they had, or stew meat they had, looked like crap. And for about the equivalent price, I got me a couple top round steaks. I'm gonna cube up into stew meat. Thought maybe while I'm doing this, I'll just discuss movies that I like that you may or may not have seen or heard of. I'm not quite animated yet. I'm just awake, and this is just the first 2 or 3 sips of my beverage. Usually I'm at least 2 to 3 of those in the evening. Alright. Knife. Got the shit. Trash can right there, so I'm going to lean through the camera. Cat's meandering about, so if the video starts to flop around, it's because the idiot's rubbing its head on the tripod. Doing the old Sheryl Crow, good beer buzz in the morning. I can't remember what song that was, but it's one of our first ones that like her breakout hit. Before she was with Kid Rock. Before that even, the I Put Your Picture Away shit. Now, I used to be a Kid Rock fan when Kid Rock was a rapper. Back in the day, he had an album out called Grit Sandwiches for Breakfast. And that was straight hip hop all the way through. He was like a dirty Vanilla Ice. And you can find the old pictures. That fucking long, gross looking, nasty hair he has now. He aquanetted that shit straight up into a Kid and Play high top fade. It looked ridiculous. He looked ridiculous. He's still ridiculous. But back then, at least, he was a hip hop artist. Not whatever this shit he does now is. Drain some of this shit off of here. Get the fuck off. Why is it? Hold on. God damn it. I'm hitting my stride, folks. Give me a second. I don't drink coffee, so I don't have that caffeine rush. What, this thing? The fucking meat tampon they put in the fucking meat packages always sticks to the fucking meat. Always just sloshes extra blood around. Why? I don't have the world's sharpest knives, folks, so this will be a slow process. Oh shit. Hold on. Let me get a bag for these. So I'm gonna put some flour on them. Give them a quick hit in the fucking pan here. Seal the juices inside. Or whatever the fuck it does. I've seen people do it, I don't know. I've been to culinary school. I don't actually study this shit. I just do what looks good that I've seen. Oh, meat. What is fucking tender cut here. Well, this is crock pot, so when this is all said and done, I'll bring the crock pot down from about, Jesus Christ. I'll bring the crock pot down from up there if I don't stab myself in the fucking temple. Alright. Try to get the uniform sizes, you know. I do understand that method, or that concept of everything cooks the same if it's cut the same. About inch cubes. Inch cube. A hook, a funky beat will be shaky. Okay, that don't break, not take. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Jacking for beats. Like I said, I'm just going to cover various movies and music or shit. Just random shit in general today. No agenda, no topic. We've hit Ice Cube, we've hit Kid Rock. Now on the movie front, and some of these you can find on YouTube if you want to sit through the commercials. Discover you have HIV and you're a Latino male with egg smooth balls, diarrhea, and you want to stick your dick in a vacuum. They're little shorts that I've discussed my algorithm, and that's my algorithm. But many of these movies you can find on YouTube. Now the first one I'm going to start with is a very underrated, not well-known movie about the life of Ed Gein. Ed Gein being a, well, they call him a serial killer, but they can only prove that he killed 2 people. He was a necrophile. He robbed graves. He made furniture and shit out of bones and skin. And he was off, to say the least. He spent when they caught him, he spent the rest of his life in a mental hospital. But he's the I've got shit coming on. He is the basis of Leatherface. He has something to do with, well, loosely, I guess, Buffalo Bill, loosely based on Silence of the Lambs, because Ed Gein had clothing he made out of women's skin he would sometimes wear out in the night air. Again, don't quote me on all this shit. I read a couple books. I've seen a couple documentaries. And the shit changes here and there. I don't know. It's he said, she said. I just picked the parts that universally match. And universally, they say he's the basis of Norman Bates, Leatherface, and fucking, I guess, Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. But the movie's called Deranged. And it is on Netflix, or not Netflix, it is on YouTube. I know that for sure. It's a low-budget horror movie. Tom Savini did the effects. But, hold on. Let me get the meat tampon off my fucking steak here. Smell of death. But yes, it's on YouTube. It's called Deranged. Got early, all practical effects, because this is from like the 70s. So, you know, there's no that slick CGI bullshit like on The Boys. Not knocking The Boys. The Boys is a great series. But Tom Savini effects. Early Tom Savini. And the star of the movie is an actor who I've absolutely, when I see him, I love him. He's got to be long since passed because he wasn't young in this movie, but his name is Roberts, plural, for Roberts for first name, Roberts Blossom, who he wasn't really a star. He was one of the guys. I've seen him in that. I've seen him in that. I've seen him in that. If you've seen the movie Christine about the killer car, the Stephen King adaptation, which also was one of my top 10 favorite movies. Old Arnie gets the car and turns into a stud. But he is the guy in the movie Christine that sells Christine to Arnie. That's Roberts Blossom. Well, in this movie, he is the star of the entire thing. He's the Ed Gein. In this movie, he's called Ezra Cobb. He's like Ed Gein, a mama's boy who's, I would say, in his 40s in this movie. And he lives at home and he takes care of his bedridden mother. And he's never known the pleasures of a woman. And he's basically, Arrested Development. He's a child in a man's body. Kind of like me, but I'm actually functional. Child in a man's body. But it tells the story of Ed Gein pretty much, how he kills the barmaid and how he kills the lady who owns the, there'll be spoilers out the ass, folks. He kills the owner of the hardware store. And there's nudity and there's gore. And some of the music doesn't match it's one of those old movies where the music doesn't match the fucking moment before people figured out that soundtracks matter. Ugh. The fuck is that? That's going away. I don't want to eat the fucking cornea. I'll be a little more focused when I'm not handling a knife here, folks. The Deranged one, and like I said, that same actor is in Christine, and that is another fantastic movie. A story where the fucking shitheads get what's coming to them. And that one, the soundtrack matches. They start to figure out that the soundtrack is important, so the soundtrack of that one's badass. Because that's how Christine communicates in that movie. It's a car, so the radio, and it plays all the old, like, doo-woppy love songs. Excuse me. All doo-woppy love songs to show Arnie that she appreciates everything he's doing for her, and she'll always love him. It's a love story, really. You can see the sun's coming out a little more. It's gonna be 47 degrees and overcast today. That's why we're doing beef stew. But yeah, Christine is a love story. It's about a boy who falls in love with a girl, even though the girl's a machine. Hey, the blowjob machine. Maybe I'll fall in love with it. Hi, Poppy. But his undying love, and she gives it back to him, and in the end, he does die. Because although the car could have gone and killed everyone by herself, he decides to, in the last hurrah, ride along and fucking get thrown out the windshield. Another great movie, Roberts Blossom double feature. Watch Deranged and Christine. Now those two, I'm gonna put a little flour on here. I've seen this done on, I don't know why. We're gonna heat the stove up. I'll throw a little bit of olive oil in here. Brown this up enough, and I'm gonna put the bottom of the crock pot with some beef broth. I sound out of breath because I can't breathe, folks. I got the start of a cold or fucking the onset of COVID or the flu or something going on here. The voice sounds different. I was fine yesterday. I woke up this morning and I feel like refried shit. Hopefully that will take the edge off. enough. Just gonna get a nice coating on them, then sear them or brown the outsides. Hey, Buffalo Girls, brown the outsides. That's, I know it's brown the outside, but yeah, my shirt's dirty because I made a mess last night. I haven't washed yet, so if you have OCD and can't stand looking, well, this or this, then you know what to do. Fuck right on up. Now I would, if we're just gonna fry this up and eat it regular, I'd put more spices in with the flour, but it's gonna be in a stew, so it's gonna have all the other flavors working for it. Kids are here, so in case one of them walks in or says something, just a warning. I could tell them I got a bag of those powdered donuts and let them bite into some raw beef there. Be a complete dick, but not to my own blood. To somebody else, maybe. That's warming up nicely. How comes no one's called me out for being an idiot that touches the pan and see if it's hot? I don't mind when y'all call me out for doing dumb shit when I'm doing dumb shit, and I know it. Or with Christine, we're deranged. Another more, well, it's more recent, but not recent. I think it was after 2000, The Mist. A lot of people don't like that one because, you know, at the end what happens, which I'll probably spoil here in a minute. That one's good. Just a guy that has to run to the store and get some shit. It's got a guy taking his son to the store, pick up some supplies. Got a shitty neighbor. Got the cult-like figure who starts to turn the crowd against everyone. The ones she doesn't like. It's got the monsters. I believe the Shermanator's in it. From American Pie. Super. Oh, it's got fucking Dale and fucking Carol. And who's the other one? Lori? Is that her name? 3 characters in The Walking Dead. I believe it's a Frank Darabont film. And he puts a lot of them. Well, he put Dale and the guy, I don't know the guy's name in real life, but the guy who played Dale in The Walking Dead is also in The Green Mile. I believe he was the fucking lawyer, the prosecutor in Shawshank. And he's also in this. For a bit. Yeah, he is. Super downbeat ending. You think the guy's gonna, you think that everything's gonna go to shit, so the guy kills everybody. He has enough bullets in his gun to kill everybody in the car but himself. So he shoots everybody. Very last when he kills his son, then he gets out, click, 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 and then the fucking mist clears, and there's the army, and the survivors did get away, and he murdered his child, and his wife's dead too. So he loses everything on that day. First time I saw that, I laughed my ass. Having seen Night of the Living Dead's downbeat ending, nothing fucking gets to me anymore. So when he got out of the car and the shit cleared and the army came, I'd laugh my ass off. I'm like, you dumb fucker. Because Carol's one of the ones who leaves at the beginning. Again, I'm not going to use the actors' names. People know who I'm talking about. Her real name's Melissa McBride, I believe, though. Which is shitty that I know her name and not Dell's. But at the beginning of the movie, she has to get home to her kids just as the mist is coming in. And she risks it and gets the fuck out of there. And at the end, she's in the back of an army truck with her kids as a survivor. because she nutted up and got the fuck out of there. It's also got Detective Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, who recently passed. Don't know his name either, but I know his character. I enjoyed him quite a bit on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Smells like meat. That brown for a minute. I'll get the crock pot down. That's another one I like, The Mist. It's not a soundtrack movie, so I'm not going to cover that. But if you want a movie with great music that's not a musical, but it has music numbers, and you like hip-hop, real hip-hop, not the shit they play these days, real hip-hop with DJs and MCs, and I like to keep that on there to keep the dust and shit off my lid. It's sitting on top of the fridge. A real movie about music, kind of like a pre-8 Mile about the origin story of little rappers, not just one white dude, but several rappers, and there are white dudes in it. Surprisingly, the Beastie Boys make an appearance, and you can look online and call me out. The first movie appearance of Chris Rock. There's a bar scene where he's in the background. It's in the Fever, Disco Fever. It's a location in the movie where some musical numbers go. So Chris Rock, a young Chris Rock, I believe he has a blue shirt on. He's standing in the background. You can look that up. And if I'm wrong, call me out. But I'm right, because I've looked it up. And Chris Rock himself has said he made his debut in Crush Groove. Well, Crush Groove, I haven't told you the name. Crush with a K, Crush Groove. Hold on a second. What's up, bud? I'm filming, making some beef stew, so if you want something, let me know and I'll hand it over to you.
Alright. I'm outside for a second.
Alright. Yes, unless you want to cross through here, but I'll hand it to you otherwise. If I'm just rambling on in here, that's what I'm doing. Alright. Huh?
Just realized I forgot to turn this off.
Oh, alright. Let this brown. I'll get back to Crush Groove for in a second here. Smells good already. Alright. Might be chilly out there. I don't know. I haven't been outside yet. Alright. Like I said, that's my oldest boy. Just woke up. So if you hear background noise and all that shit like that, that's them. They'll probably turn the TV on in there and there'll be all kinds of just yelling and screaming at the TV. The Crush Groove is the story of the humble beginnings of a record label, which in real life would be Def Jam, more most likely, because this movie has Russell Simmons. It's about Russell Simmons basically, and Rick Rubin, who's in the movie. Rick Rubin is. Russell Simmons also makes a cameo later on as a event promoter. You got Fat Boys, you got Curtis Blow, you got Sheila E., you got cameo by the Beastie Boys. New Edition shows up for a minute. Run DMC. Good. Can I grab you something? Alright. Full Force plays the bad guys. They're the muscle of a local loan shark. I don't want to ruin the story for you, but it's really good. Got some great musical numbers. You got Curtis Blow, If I Ruled the World. A couple Fat Boy songs. You got a little bit of Beastie Boys, she's on it. A little bit of New Edition's My Secret. A couple Run DMC tracks. That's where you get the "This is my motherfucking house." And when I say whose house, y'all know what time it is. And if you ever seen the movie Dogma, which is another great movie, that it's on YouTube, hard to find. The Kevin Smith one about God and religion, but in that movie, I believe it's Matt Damon says that Crush Groove should have been a bigger movie than E.T. I guess they came out the same year. I can tell you this, I've seen E.T. once. I've seen Crush Groove about, not 100, but hovering around 100 times. This is a nice reference because I enjoy Dogma too. Chris Rock's in that as well. Full circle. Crush Groove. Dogma. That is browned enough. Now I'll start the vegetable portion of this bullshit. If you weren't paying attention, or I didn't say, I poured a 32-ounce beef broth in there. Now I'll spoon in the meat. That smells good as a motherfucker already. With just flour. Oh, that was 2 pounds, approximately 2 pounds of meat to begin with. That's a pan hang. It's got a little thing on the front and the back so it can hang on the fucking stove or the sink and not slip in. That's off. Now before I get into the vegetables, I just get a nice beef stew mix because I don't want to dip shit around with all my spices over here. I'll put it in now so it's in the middle because you can add more later as needed, but you can't take fucking spice away. If you overspice it to begin with, you're fucked. Or you gotta eat some shit you don't want to eat. Gradual. This says 2 pounds of meat, that's 2 pounds of meat, and I'm gonna put the vegetables in. Alright, now I'm working on the vegetable portion. It's early, folks, give me a minute. Cover that so dust and shit don't fall in there. What should we go with first? Potatoes, celery, or onion? Potatoes. Get my little towel out here. Now another movie that has music in it, but it's not a musical, is about a band. I think we'll go for Fortune Dude. Is about a band trying to come up, and it's a cartoon. I'm not a big cartoon fan, aside from South Park, but it's It's a movie. It's not a series, and it's also on YouTube. It's called Rock and Rule. Came out in the 80s from a Canadian company that I don't know if is still around or not. That soundtrack kicks ass too. You got Blondie and Iggy Pop and who's the ones? Oh, shine up both my shoes. Cheap Trick. It's got all these guys in the fucking soundtrack, original soundtrack. And it's just about a band trying to come up, and then there's an evil David Bowie type megastar who's looking for one special voice to unlock hell and rule the world. It's good. It's rock and roll. It is a cartoon. I'd say PG-13 maybe. There might be a couple curse words, but there's no nudity, none of that, not like heavy metal and shit like that. It's a good one. And of course, you know, if I'm talking about movies about music and bands, Spinal Tap, come on. I'm not going to go into that one because everyone's heard of Spinal Tap, goes all the way to 11. We got armadillos in our trousers. All that shit. I had a bunch of dwarves in danger of trampling a 11-inch Stonehenge. Great movie. And I hear this is a 40-year anniversary coming up. They're making a official part 2. They made a Spinal Tap concert video with the Break Like the Wind album. And for a fictional band, these guys are better than most bands who are real. And these guys play their own instruments, and they're very talented and gifted. You got the guy who voices a majority of the Simpsons fucking characters, Harry Shearer. Shearer. You got fucking Lenny from Laverne and Shirley. I want to say Michael McKean. I probably fucking that up. Oh, I'm just gonna dice these into inch cubes. I leave the skin on. I leave the skin on. A lot of people fucking. No, fuck them. Fuck them right in their fucking child palate asses. See, just dice size, like shooting dice size.
You know, I got Fortnite Battle Pass.
So, Spinal Tap, Rock and Roll, Crush Groove. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
That's not going in anything. I mean, the thing had a fucking nipple on it.
I think Mario
Yeah, Spinal Tap, Rock and Roll, Crush Groove. If you want a music movie that doesn't, it's not a musical, but it has music in it. I'm not a huge fan of musicals where every 5 seconds they break in the song.
Well, I mean, I also have one for Pathfinder.
So there's those now. If you want a movie that's more musical but still has dialogue and a story, and there's not people bursting into song every 5 minutes, but there's a lot of songs aside from South Park the musical, bigger, longer, uncut. That's a fantastic fucking movie. And I read they used as many fucks as they could before it was considered X. They went right up to the line. One fuck less than rated X, unrated. Genius. Love those guys. And they made a couple great movies off to the side too. Orgasmo, which was on Netflix. Great movie about a Mormon who gets drug into the life of a porn actor, but he doesn't actually do the porn. They got stunt cocks for that. Fucking hilarious. Got, you know, it's a Matt Stone and Trey Parker. Matt Stone and Trey Parker. I got those backwards. You got Matt Stone and Trey Parker. Trey's the star, but Matt's got some great I don't want to sound gay or nothing, but you got a sweet ass. Those guys are great. That one, and one they don't really care for, but I fucking love, basketball. That one, they're kind of equal screen time. I fucking love basketball. They don't like it. I've read. They disavow it. I thought it was genius. You know, people get tired of the same sports day in, day out and bullshit, so these guys combine baseball and basketball. Basketball. Well, actually they make it up to try to get pussy, but that backfires. But then they realize it's a sweet game, and they keep doing it. And then it blows up. And it's got Squeak Scolari. And before I go back to the one I was going to talk about, the musical that's not overbearing, they also did, Matt and Trey, and Squeak, a musical called Cannibal, the Musical, which is about, well, based on, like, I guess the Donner Party from way back. I'm going to use 3. I'm just going to dry this off and put it back in the bowl. The Donner Party, who I guess got lost heading west, and they had to resort to cannibalism. Which, again, real quick, on another side note, I just saw a commercial for another one of those, another movie based on the fucking flight that crashed in the mountain, the icy mountains, where the soccer team had to eat each other to survive. Didn't they do that already? It was called Alive. I think it had Ethan Hawke in it even, or some shit. I don't know. One of them actors that you don't see, well, you see all over the place, but that never really hit the top tier. But they're doing that now. Anyways, Cannibal the Musical is loosely based on the Donner Party, where this guy says he can get them all the way to the west, and they get lost, and bloody hilarity ensues. But there's good songs in that. If you watch South Park, you know at the very end where the Braniff plane flies over and dun, 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 dun. That's actually from a song in Cannibal the Musical. It's, I believe, The Sky is Blue. I don't know what the name of the song is, but the sky is blue and all the leaves are green. That's dun, 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 dun. When I say it's a spadoinkle day. Now back to the one I was going to cover before I derailed and fucking sped off the track. Popeye. Another 80s movie. Robin Williams plays Popeye. You got Shelley Duvall as Olive Oil. What I like the most is also another great movie, Stir Crazy, Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder. If you're a Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor fan, or a fan of both, and all you've ever seen is see no evil, hear no evil, go back and watch Stir Crazy. Because in Stir Crazy, when they go to jail, there's a big dude, Grossberger. When I shave my head, I'm either Grossberger or fucking King Kong Bundy. But, dude Grossberger in there, who has a fucking beautiful singing voice in Stir Crazy. Well, in the Popeye, god damn it, son. In the Popeye movie, I believe his name's Oxblood, Oxheart, or some shit. It's a big fight scene toward the middle. Robin Williams is a fantastic Popeye. The songs are great. Because the songs, I believe, were written by Harry Nilsson. If you don't know who Harry Nilsson is, look him up and quit being a fucking dickhead and learn music. Harry Nilsson, you'll know the song from Mariah Carey, but he wrote I Can't Live Without You. You know, I can't live if living is without you. I'm not gonna hit them Mariah Carey or Harry Nilsson. Harry Nilsson had a very beautiful voice too, and he's got a lot of good. You put the lime in the coconut, you stir it all up. He did that one. He's got just a fantastic catalog of music. If you got Spotify or Apple Prime or just YouTube, Harry Nilsson. I think it's Nilsson. But a fantastic musician all around. Beautiful singer. I believe he did he wrote the songs for it. All the actors sing their own parts. Robin Williams, Shelley Duvall. It's a great one all around. And of course, you know Grease. We all know Grease. That's one of my guilty favorites. If that fucker, well, back in the day when I had actual cable, regular TV, I'd be flipping through, and if I came, it's usually TBS. TBS loves Grease, or back then, TBS loved Grease and the fucking Shawshank Redemption. I hate Grease. Oh, here we are. Okay, now we'll go with. I got a few onions cut already, but I'm going to add more onions. I like about a half an onion in here. That was 3 decent sized potatoes. Nope. I don't want to use this one. It's all dried. I guess it's sitting in the fridge a little longer than I thought. We'll get some onions, then I'll do some celery, and that will be pretty much the end of the fresh ingredients. Or the fresh vegetation. Then we'll go to it's half fresh, half canned. Because I'm not going to shut the fucking corn, and I'm not going to whatever you do to green beans to get them ready. Peas. I don't know fucking why you got to open the peas pods and all that. Nah. Oh, carrots. I sometimes use fresh carrots, but I don't eat carrots raw on the side, so they just sit in there and go fucking tits up. So canned carrots. And they're already sliced. Cutting a fresh carrot's a pain in the balls. Okay, so we covered what? Movies about music, musicals, the few that I like. Robert's Blossom, look him up. The Mist, touched upon characters from The Walking Dead. What are movies? I was gonna. Oh well, of course you've got great movies like Kubrick's. Not that I don't care for The Shining; it's too slow and drawn out. I mean, I understand you're building tension and tension and tension, and the performances. Shelley Duvall again. The performances outstanding, fucking out of the park, but far better, in my opinion. Clockwork Orange, or equal footing, Full Metal Jacket, and not just the first half. People like the first half; they like to go to the boot camp and then fuck off to the rest of it. But nah, the whole movie's great, and I'm not biased because I wasn't a Marine. Well, no, I wasn't a Marine when that movie came out, and I hadn't seen it until I'd already been in the service, and I got out of it. I saw it after I'd served and got out. I was like, oh shit. And when I was in, it wasn't quite, the drill instructors couldn't fucking body check you and choke you the fuck out. But it wasn't as fucking family friendly as it is now.
What the fuck? I laughed.
From what I've seen on the internet and heard from people who've been in after me. It's a lot softer than when I was in, which was a lot softer than the Vietnam era, which is probably a lot softer than the generation. That's just the way of the world. No, you got your Kubricks. Clockwork Orange. Fucking great movie. God, man, well, whoever, he took it from a novel. And that guy who wrote that novel made up just fantastic slang terms. And I don't know why aren't used to this day. Fucking, it's about the leader Alex and his droogs, his boys, his homies, his bros, his dudes, droogs, and they're just. I'm using half. Put onion here. And they're just a street gang who just go out around doing violent, pointless shit. They get liquored up at the milk bar, and then it's a milk bar that has milk plus additives that make you fucking. But then they go out and just commit random acts of violence. No reason ever given, just because they're assholes. And then at some point, his boys turn on him, and he gets arrested, and they put him through the controversial Ludovico technique, where they force him to watch violence while they give him shit that makes him throw up. And in the background, he loves Mozart, or is it Beethoven? It's Beethoven. He loves Beethoven. They keep playing Beethoven to the point where he can't listen to that song anymore without becoming violent. Or if he tries to strike somebody, he collapses. And in the end, he finally gets the shit reversed, and he's back to being an asshole. But now he's a celebrity, and it's there's no moral. If you're an asshole and you try to go straight, and you go back to being an asshole, you reap the rewards.
Inside of the vehicle.
That's great. But that's how I took it. And then your Full Metal Jacket. Come on.
I was inside of the fucking vehicle.
You got R. Lee Ermey
I was fucking glad.
being R. Lee Ermey. And here's a fun fact.
I actually did do some fucking.
Hold on, let me do this without chopping my hand off.
Not leaving my lag. Seriously.
Here's a fun fact. When I was in boot camp in San Diego, I broke my foot, so I had to do like a month in rehab. Jesus Christ! I had to do like a month in rehab for my foot healed. And in that month, I had that little robo boot thing, that little round boot you see people walking around. You can still walk, but you got that big stupid fucking boot on. They sent me to the Marine Corps Museum, which was in there where the public could go in, you know, like regular folks could go in and look at Marine memorabilia and shit. I worked in there basically shining the fucking glass of the displays and making sure shit, if it fell over, I'd go in and put it back up or whatever. Maintenance, I was maintenance, keeping the floor clean, shit like that. Well, R. Lee Ermey's when he was an actual drill instructor in real life for real, his campaign cover, or for the late dipshits, his hat that he wore as a drill instructor was in there. And me being me, I of course put it on my head because I'm a fucking idiot and I'm an asshole.
Normally, I'd be able to get the fucking delivery contract done and get some easy schematics.
So I actually have a connection to R. Lee Ermey. God rest his soul. He is unfortunately passed.
Depth perception.
And go back and find his body of work because he's just great in almost damn everything you ever see him in.
Anybody want a medium rucksack? Anybody?
I'm gonna dice this onion down into not super small chunks, but not big ass chunks. Like I was saying, go find R. Lee Ermey's catalog of movies. And you probably heard this before, or you might not have, but he wasn't supposed to be the drill instructor, Gunnery Sergeant Hartman in Full Metal Jacket. Maybe you haven't heard the story, I don't know. If you watch Full Metal Jacket and you go past the boot camp into the Vietnam portion, where fucking Joker's on the helicopter, and the dude who's just mowing down fucking innocents got himself over 200 and however many confirmed kills. That dude who's the gunner was supposed to be Gunnery Sergeant Hartman. And you can look this up and call me out if I'm wrong. But R.Lee Ermey was a consultant, and when he came in, Stanley Kubrick loved him. He's like, no, you're gonna play the fucking Gunnery Sergeant Hartman role. And I tried to imagine the get some guy who, great actor, not taking anything away from him, but I can't in my mind fathom him as Gunnery Sergeant Hartman. Well, for one, he's sitting down his entire performance. He's sitting down, so I don't know how tall he was. But he doesn't look like a tall man. I don't know. Maybe he's 7'13". I don't know. To me, he looked like he was a little shorter than me. Depending on which liquor store you leave, I'm either 5'11" or I'm 6'2". So I'll cut the difference. I'm 6. 6 foot across the board. I imagined him about 5'6". And that wouldn't have worked because it looked like Joker was a fucking tall guy. Pyle looked like he was fucking Andre the Giant. Vincent D'Onofrio. Loved him as Pyle and as Kingpin. I put celery in mine. Not a lot, but enough. And people are like, celery's gross, it just tastes like water. No, celery tastes like celery. If it tastes like water to you, you're having a fucking stroke. Where your taste buds quit fucking evolving at 3 years old. Wow, it's like I'm cutting beef and I sound like I was breaking bones. You never realize how much doing shit in the kitchen sounds like being a fucking serial killer. Oh, speaking of serial killers, there's a great movie a lot of people have never even heard of, Frailty. It's got Bill Paxton as the lead, God rest his soul. And it's got Matthew McConaughey in he's more of a bit part. That was great. That was about I get Paxton and I almost always fuck up Bill Paxton and Bill Pullman. Bill Paxton of Chet fame from Weird Science, another great fucking movie. But Bill Paxton gets a visitation not from God, but from the archangel. It's an archangel. Not really religious. Don't know all their names and all the mythology. What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with this one? Ugh. Why is it brown? God damn it. Hold on, folks. I need to get a different stick of celery because that one didn't look what. I'm not eating shit that doesn't look pleasing to me. That was a femur. But Bill Paxton gets a visit from an he's an archangel. He tells him he must go out and punish. What the fuck is this? I guess I didn't fucking inspect my shit well enough last night when I bought this. Those two are fine. You here. This one. This one here is fine. I'm not even gonna risk the rest of them. It's fucking 95 cents. Fuck it. I don't care. But Bill Paxton is visited by an archangel that tells him he must go seek out certain weapons. Certain weapons to take care of a list of people that he will be given a list of people that need to be taken out, because behind the scenes they're actually demons, and he enlists the help of his sons. One believes all the way because he's a good son and listens to his father, takes his father's word to heart, and one's a little shithead that questions everything his dad tells him. Luckily, I have two that listen to me. You know, that one's in there screaming shit at somebody on fucking, probably on the east or west coast. But one kid believes, one kid doesn't believe. The dad goes out and finds these 3 implements of, I think it's 3 implements of punishment for the demons, the wicked. And when he touches them, he can see them. He can see what they've done. Kind of like Bruce Willis in fucking Unbreakable, when they come skin to skin. Or, oh god damn it. Big dude, he's passed away. Green Mile. Oh, he's also in Slam and Salmon. Another great movie, Slam and Salmon. Michael Clark Duncan. Or Michael Duncan Clark. I fuck people's names up left and right. I'm sorry. Oh, of course, he'll never see it now, but he would never saw it when he was alive, because no one gives 2 shits in the fuck about me and my kitchen ramblings. And that was 3 decent sized stalks of celery. Now we're going with the canned shit. I'll plug the crock pot in, and in about 8 hours, I'll put it on low. I'll have stew. I'm just showing y'all that I do actually use fresh ingredients and shit every now and then. I do know what the fuck I'm doing. It's not Michelin star or restaurant quality, but I'm a damn fine home cook. I wouldn't go on the MasterChef shit because they don't give me enough time. I take my time, go at my pace, and I don't do the shit with the knife. And when I'm in the kitchen, I enjoy a beverage. I don't care if it's 7:30. Oh, the sun's up. I don't care if it's 7:30 in the morning. I don't care if it's 7:30 at night. Well, on the weekend, I don't care if it's 7 weekdays. I'm at work by now. But in the movie Frailty, yeah, the dad punishes, and then the son takes over, and then the other son doesn't believe. And I'm not going to ruin the ending of that one, but it has a good ending. Okay, needs some corn, leave some peas, some green beans, some carrots. Already put a thing of beef broth in there, and I like some diced tomatoes in mine. I don't use like tomato juice or tomato sauce or V8 or not. I like mine to be beef forward. So a can of diced tomatoes with this juice is enough for me, because I don't want to, you know, it's a beef stew, not tomato stew. So let's get this fucking can opener and see if it works today. That was Frailty. See how I jump from track to track to track? This is how my head works. It's just, I can focus on one thing, go over here, focus on it, and then come back over here and focus on this. It's torture. Frailty. Okay, we covered musicals and music and Robert's Blossom. Look him up. Kubrick. That's another one I like that most. Well, here's one that everyone has heard of, but not everyone watches, or they don't get it if they do, or they tune out. Sling Blade. Now, there's the original short film, which is good. I believe it's black and white. I've seen it once. It seemed like it was in black and white, where he's fleshing the character out basically. I think Molly Ringwald's the interviewer in that one. So it's like the start scene of the movie. Molly Ringwald is interviewing him about getting out of the mental ward or the nervous hospital. I like he calls it the nervous hospital. They let me go from the nervous hospital. But the movie itself, it's a slow burn. You got to be in for the fucking ride. If you want explosions and action and all that snappy catchphrases and shit, you're not gonna like it. But if you're grown enough to sit down for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and listen and watch and enjoy character development, it's a great film. And fucking to that point, I'd only known Dwight Yoakam as a country performer. Didn't know his music. I knew his name. I knew he did country. He is just an absolute fantastic asshole in this movie. You're rooting for him to die in the end. God damn fucking piece of shit. Alright, I'm gonna drain this. I'm gonna drain the majority of juices off of these, but not the whole juice because they had just a little tinge of flavor at the end. But no, Sling Blade is great. And I do like a lot of what's his name, Billy Bob Thornton. I do appreciate a lot of his movies. He's great in that. Well, of course, Bad Santa. He's great. One that doesn't get a lot of, you don't really hear about it a lot. The where he plays the teacher that teaches fucking Napoleon Dynamite how to be a bad guy. What the fuck is it? Mr. Woodcock or some shit like that. He's good in that one. Also, I believe his name is John Heater, who's Napoleon Dynamite. Another fantastic movie, polarizing. You love it or you hate it. I absolutely fucking love it. I shaved my head because my head was hot. That's Pedro. Don't know his real name in real life, but he's also great in another great movie, Employee of the Month. With even though you like or you don't like Dane Cook, I don't like him as a comedian, but in the movie Employee of the Month, absolutely fantastic. Dax Shepard. I honest to God forgot the movie I started out with. God damn it. Piece of fucking shit. So why I can't do a little pea juice on the old noggin. What was I on? Fuck, I lost the pace. Oh, Billy Bob Thornton, Sling Blade. Great movie. I don't know if he won awards for that, but he should have. And it's got another great actor in it who was also in Green Mile. He's the guy who works at the repair place. Not the owner, Scooter. The other guy, Scooter. He's a guard in Green Mile. He's all, and him and Billy Bob are in one called I believe it's called A Perfect Plan with Paxton, where they find a shit ton of money from a crashed fucking drug dealer's plane, and they end up all betraying each other, and it comes down to everyone dies pretty much. They still don't get the money. Another great downbeat ending. Fucking. It seems like all the movies I like have interconnecting fucking characters. This is it The Matrix? Am I programmed to like the same shit? Do I have a choice in what I like? Green, oh, those corn, peas, this is green beans. But no, that actor from The Green Mile and Scooter in Sling Blade, and he's Billy Bob's best friend. Billy Bob plays another mentally challenged guy in The Perfect Plan. He's his friend. That guy, 3 very solid, very fucking great performances. Carrots. Oh, you bitch. Oh, that one actually did all right. I take it back. Let me try something. No, it's, well, I don't like the lighting. I got natural sun out now. Well, it's a little brighter. I noticed I looked a little fucking shadow man there for a minute. And if you actually like looking at me, then you can't see me. That betrays the purpose. But if you're like I am, and you just put shit on in the background while you do other shit, then you don't need to see me. I don't know. One more can. I'll probably put another thing of beef broth in here. It'll be good. I'm not going to obviously stand here with you for 8 hours, but I'll turn it on. I won't come back later. You know what stew looks like. Or maybe I'll just do a quick, short, fucking it's done. But probably, I don't know, who knows. I'm probably going to have a couple more of these and then lay down, which might also get uploaded. Now this, I'm not going to drain shit. This is going directly in.
Is making a habit of speed running the zombies mode.
Slight stir.
The zombies mode.
You know, I'm not going to add more beef broth because as that meat in there releases, people call it the juices, when the blood comes out of the meat. Not juices, it's blood. I'm trying to romanticize the fact that you're consuming another dead living thing. Not a vegan, not a vegetarian. I love meat. But I'm not going to stand here and pretend that that was not something that was, until recently, drawing breath and enjoying the grass and the haze and whatever the fuck they feed it. Was once a living thing. I'm celebrating it by turning it into shit. I'm going to put this on low. And I've done this more than once. I forgot to plug the motherfucker in. And didn't discover it for like an hour to 2 hours later, and then it's just sitting there marinating and not doing fuck all. Then I had to put it on high, but we're plugged in. Put this fucker on low. And also one time I wasn't paying attention and I put this motherfucker on keep warm, which will cook your shit, but it will take like 10 fucking hours. We're on low. That's 7 to 8 hours. This is one of my longest kitchen ones ever, so I'm gonna call it good. This is almost tapped. I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna go play a game or two for a minute, or see if I can find something else that's obscure movie that maybe later on I'll share with you. What do we hit today? Deranged, Christine, Crush Groove, Spinal Tap, Rock and Rule, cartoon, but it's good. Popeye, briefly Grease. We all know Shawshank, Green Mile. They were referenced. The Mist. That's how I test my fucking memory. Frailty. Kubrick. Clockwork Orange. Full Metal Jacket. A few fucking Billy Bob Sling Blade. A Perfect Plan. The one where he's the shitty asshole with Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon Dynamite. Employee of the Month. There's 2 Employee of the Months. One's more. It's not. One's a straight comedy. That's the Dane Cook, fucking Dax Shepard one. One's more of a strangeness. If you like strangeness shit, I've seen it. I prefer the one. And it's got the one I prefer has Jessica Simpson. And oh my, she's the one. But yeah, we're good. Gonna grab another one of these. Gonna go play some Binding of Isaac. Look it up. Great game. Great DLCs. Hope you have a great day. I'll try to get a nap and a haircut in this weekend. Try. No promises. What's his name? Evan Greco. If you stayed this long, another shout out. Appreciate you. And peace, bitches.